Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel, Tactical Unboxing Reviews. I really appreciate you coming on and seeing some of the cool stuff we're checking out. Please like and subscribe the video below. That helps out a lot. I think everybody pretty much knows that, but I just thought I would repeat it just like a good YouTuber should. Well, today we're going to continue to check out some really cool stuff. We have a pretty neat buffer tube setup from Deadfoot Arms. That is the 4-inch buffer tube. So this is great for pistols when you're trying to get them extra short. It works for 9mm and rifle calibers as well. Comes with a pretty cool sticker in the box, some installation guide, and everything else you need for the rifle caliber buffer tube. So we'll kind of dive in here in the box, see what we got. So here's the actual buffer tube. Deadfoot Arms offers quite a few pretty cool stock options on their website. And they also have a 2.5-inch buffer tube as well. Some of the cool stock options they have is a telescoping wire stock. And that would be great if you're going to try to do maybe like a retro build for the Colt port firing. I think it's the M231 port firing rifle. So that would be, it's got a similar vibe to the wire stock that they had on those rifles. But otherwise, with the 2.5-inch buffer tube from Deadfoot Arms, you can also do a folding stock, either right or left. And then they also have some brace options, including an extending telescoping kind of wire brace option. So a lot of cool stuff there. Hey, so we got this Daniel Defense super lightweight 14.5 upper pin weld on a Daniel Defense lower. This is with a regular mil-spec buffer tube. What we're going to do today is swap this over to this arrow lower, swap the upper over, this arrow lower with the Deadfoot Arms 4-inch buffer tube. Set this to the side for now. So we got our lower here. It's got no buffer tube installed. It's got the spring for the detent right there. So it comes with black, heavy, medium, lightweight on the springs. And it's got a guide for how to set that up. And so the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to mount the buffer tube with the end plate to the rifle. So that will be step one. End plate actually goes this way with that little extended section going against into that hole right there. So that's what kind of lines those things up. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to take that to the side a little bit. I'm going to start getting the buffer tube in so I can make sure that that's going in fine. I'm going to clear that spring so I'm not bending it. I'm going to go nice and straight down onto the spring. And then just tighten that in. So that is super simple. If we want to get that a little tighter, these notches here work with a castle wrench. So I'm going to use this Devil Dogs enhanced armor's wrench. And let's see, so those should just go on there. And then, snug that up there. So obviously there's no castle nut here, so there's nothing to stake here. The buffer tube retaining pin and spring, you don't want those in your lower. And we've got the end cap with the guide rod. This blue spring is going to go over the guide rod. The plunger just goes on the end of the spring plunger. Drop that on. This blue spring goes on the plunger. And then this little end cap is what will sit up against the bolt. Throw the upper on here. And these are the other springs for tuning purposes. So you can go lighter and you can even go heavier depending on if you're using it with a 9mm or rifle, or if there's any sort of gassing issues with the upper that you're using. So I'll just kind of show you how this will all fit through here like this. But we're actually going to install this part after we have the upper on the end cap on there, so it's a full length comparison. So you can see, you know, let's close that down. So this is you're cutting off quite a bit off of the end of your rifle, and so you can get it really low profile. And then with those stock options they have, those come right up to the end of this, so you could have a full rifle really pretty tight. If you went with the 2-inch buffer, then you can have the folding stock on a regular buffered AR15. It does use a proprietary bolt carrier group for that case, but this uses the regular mil-spec bolt carrier group. So, and you can just kind of test that those detents are working. Make sure that you installed that spring correctly in there. It basically runs along there with pushing a detent into this rear takedown pin. And we'll lock that in there. So now we're going to feed the system through the rear. So I want to get the kind of end cap on there. You can feel that starting to interact with your buffer tube. Then you're going to run that spring down the plunger, then the guide rod, and you're just going to compress all that up. And you don't want to let go because, you know, it's all under spring tension there, so it'll come shooting off, but it's knurled. And so you can just now test the function. Give the charging handle backboard, and the bolt held to the rear. So that just turn this into a very compact rifle, and that was super easy to do. Like I said, Deadfoot Arms, they've got quite a few different options here for different stock. So they have some telescoping wire type stocks, and they've got especially I think with the 2-inch buffer tube model, fold to the right, and it's kind of like a diagonal down fold so that you can clear the ejection port, and then you have a fold to the left hand side that's more of just a straight 90-degree fold over. Definitely a cool thing to check out. It's folding charging handle. This is the Deadfoot Arms 4-inch buffer tube. But here's that setup again. So it'd be the blue spring end cap that goes up against your bolt guide rod. So that's what's giving you enough spring to dampen the recoil and to take it home, but still do all that in that compact little space. So that is the Deadfoot Arms 4-inch buffer tube. Pretty cool, very tiny, very cool system. I really appreciate you checking out the video. Hope that we'll keep checking out great stuff on this channel. Please like and subscribe down below. And I really appreciate you checking it out. Definitely go over to Deadfoot Arms. Take a closer look at what they've got going on there. They're making a ton of cool stuff. This is definitely very cool if you want a really compact rifle or pistol. Definitely worth checking out. Well, thanks guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.